This is the plaintiff, Raphael Yakubov. He says the defendant, who was a pastor at the church near his house, backed into his car, denting it. This so-called man of God has been giving him the royal runaround for months now. He's tired of his games and is suing for the $980.72 worth of damages he caused. This is the defendant, Pastor Lionel Etwaru. He says the plaintiff parks in an illegal spot in front of his church, but he has a handicap placard, so he's allowed. Someone hit his car. He tried as hard as he could to get him the surveillance footage from his church, but couldn't. Now he's mad and suing him. Bottom line, he didn't hit the guy's car, and he owes him nothing. He's accused of back up, crack up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. Yakubov, you are suing Global Christian Ministries, represented here by Pastor Etwaru. Welcome, Pastor, for $980.72. A repair estimate for your car because you feel that they are responsible. Tell me what happened.
What happened about February 15, when I came to drive my car, I saw that my car was damaged, and I parked my vehicle in front of the church.
Do you always park your vehicle in front of the church?
Yes, yes.
And is that a legal parking space, or are you able to park there because you have a handicap sticker?
Yes, I have a handicap sticker, and I can show you.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is the handicap
Is that
sticker.
in your name or in someone else's name?
This is on the name of my father. He's disabled.
Okay.
And he's 90 years old.
Right.
And I use that because
your father's with you all the time? Because you're only supposed to use it. I have a 95-year-old mother, and I'm only supposed to use that, and I only use it when she's in the car. But so you're able to park every night in front of the church, even though it's not a legal parking space. But what happened? One day you walk out there, and what do you see?
And I saw my car was damaged. Your Honor probably have a picture of the damage. And I tried to speak to the Pastor Lionel, and we meet so many times outside of the church, and he told me that this is definitely somebody who came out of that alleyway. I would not say that
is this the alleyway we're talking about, like where that black car is?
Yes, yes.
And is this where you park, right blocking the alleyway?
No, I wasn't blocking alleyway. You see the way my car, gray car,
well, the way you've parked it here, blocking. It's right in front of that alleyway.
It's enough space to go back and forth, but that alleyway basically is designed for people.
Right.
To
it's
enter
not sloped down. It's not an actual driveway. Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
So go on.
Pastor Lionel on the WhatsApp, he says that somebody rents that parking spot, which is, in my opinion, is illegal to park there. Because if you can't see,
well, yeah, there's a yellow stripe
on the curb,
kind of telling people cars don't belong here. But I don't know that prevents him. That prevents cars in general, but I don't know if that prevents him from allowing. I don't know whether that prevents him from allowing somebody to park there and pay money to the church. Do you rent out those spaces to anybody, Pastor?
No, he is a periodic attendee to the church. He uses it and makes a contribution to the church, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's not rented per se.
Well, okay. So when you see the damage, you speak to the pastor and tell him, well, you must have cameras here. And what does he say?
He would kind of conceal the usage of the footage of the camera, because he has camera outside. And if I may, or if you can take a look at our conversation, he would procrastinate it all the time. First time he says that he cannot log in to see the camera because he forgot the password.
Wouldn't it be easier to just tell you, yeah, my cameras don't work? If he's trying to hide who it is, why wouldn't he just tell you my cameras don't work?
Because one time I meet him, and at his office, he will be able to log in. and he showed me how the vehicles were coming into that illegal spot, as I say, and come out. But that wasn't a right date because my car sustained damage on February 15th. Finally, I had to send them a letter. Send them WhatsApp
Did you ever call the police and tell them there was a hit and run and I have damage and there's cameras here? Officers, can you help me? Did you ever do that?
Yes, I did, but that was afterward.
Yeah, I know. Did you ever do that at the beginning before waiting 3 months?
No, I didn't.
So let me ask you a question. When did you call the police? If it happened February 15th or 16th, which is what your complaint says, you're not sure which day. If it happened the 15th or the 16th, then when did you finally call the police?
I called in April.
April. Okay. So now, Pastor, let me hear from you.
I am very sympathetic with Mr. Yakub about his car. I suppose all of us who are drivers will be very upset about something like that. I have never accused Mr. Yakub of parking illegally. I am aware that those are not legal parking spaces. That's why now I have built my own parking lot.
Okay. We're talking about the tapes. He wants the tapes. Did you ever see the tapes and see who hit him?
No. He went with me. It was in the middle of COVID with restrictions. So my coming to the church was very limited. There was at least once or twice he couldn't make it. When he came, he had to leave. Now, Mr. Yakub is also accusing me that I deliberately deleted the tapes. CCTV confirms that whatever recording we have only lasts for about 2 months. So it's no longer any recording. It's true that I said to Mr. Yakub that it could be somebody who parks there. One gentleman could have hit his car. I checked the gentleman's car personally. My view is, Your Honor, that I am not too sure that Mr. Yakub can prove that his car was hit there. The parking in front of the church is public parking. I feel if somebody gets hit in the public thoroughfare, the church is not responsible. It's like I parking in front of my neighbor's house and somebody hits my car. I don't sue my neighbor.
So you take issue with the idea that the car that hit him was even in that special little parking because it's the corner of his car. It could have been hit anywhere he parked it, and he might not have noticed it. Right.
Absolutely.
So can you tell me why you're suing Global Christian Ministries? Because he makes a good point when he says it's like, a car gets into a car accident in front of the neighbor, but it gets hit and then the neighbor gets sued. Like, why? Why is he responsible? Because you didn't get the visual evidence that you wanted?
Not only visual evidence that I wanted, but I used my car on February 14th. Right before, and I remember that I put the stuff in the trunk and bumper didn't have no damage. When I came and parked my car and placed there, next morning on 15th, I saw that vehicle was damaged.
I'm going to read your complaint. On the morning of February 15 or 16, that's how you filed the complaint. You're not even sure when it happened. But more than that, you've gone about this in a strange way, which is to ask the church to pay your damages. So first you'd have to prove the church did something wrong. And then you'd have to prove the amount of the damage, and get me to order the church to pay it. I'm hung up on the issue of what did the church do wrong? See, if I say to the pastor on February 15 or 16, do you have video? By February 17, if he hasn't shown it to me, I go to the police and ask the police for help. You could file a lawsuit against John Doe, whoever it is that hit your car. You don't know who it is. And then get subpoenas from court to CCTV and to the pastor so that you can have a court order telling them, help me. and show me your video. You can do that when someone isn't, quote, cooperating to show you their video. What you can't do is say, pay my damages. That you can't do. And you waited a really long time, because if you don't even call the police until April, when you call the police, did they do anything? Or are they like, that was 2 months ago. That's not still going to be on the recording. What'd the police tell you?
Police told me that it's kind of late, and I was influenced by the pastor that he's going to help me out.
Well, shame on you, because the pastor's trying to help you out. There's restrictions with COVID. According to him, one of the days you ran out of time. So I just don't understand what you want from him. The guy sat down with you and showed you video, and then you're like, well, this is the wrong day. How many videos did you see before you realized it was the wrong day? I don't even think you know when it was hit. Then for you to turn around and sue the church because you didn't get your way and find somebody who did this to you when you're not even sure what day it happened? No, I'm ruling in favor of the church.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff fails to get the church to pay for his car damages. Mr. Yakubov, what do you think about what the judge just said? She's not going to make them pay you.
Okay. Maybe she knows better. What can I tell you?
Well, the judge does know better, and she says the church did not damage your car, so she's not going to make them pay for it. Pastor,
She's not going to make it.
Pastor, let me ask you, has this ever happened to you before? I doubt
Never.
it, right? Never.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's a very sad thing to happen.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you feel better now and vindicated that the judge found in your favor, right?
I just want to get it over with.
It's over. I got news for you. It's over. Okay? You won the
sir.
lawsuit.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Doug, I gotta say, even if there's proof that someone on church property damaged the car, I don't think the pastor is liable, because the pastor is not the driver, and the driver is the one who should be sued.
Did you stay friends with your ex? Wait, you had an ex? You had exes? I thought I was your first. You told me I was your first.
No, I mean, you're my first and only marriage, but I've always stayed friends with my exes. They all are they've all stayed in Miami pretty much. Yeah, they're lawyers. I run into them at functions. We go to dinner with my college boyfriend all the time. Yeah. He was just at my house for my 60th birthday.
The one who you were dating for almost 6 years before we met.
His kids ended up at school with my kids, and they became friends.
And before, like right around the time we met, I was actually on his basketball team.
Yeah, you guys were friends because we all went to the same gym.
Right.
So yeah, everybody's...
We played basketball together a couple times. 2 or 3 times a week.
Miami is the biggest small town. That's really what it is.
It is. And gosh, weren't we just at his house for a party about...
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago, we were at his house for a party.
Big party.
Yeah.
It was a great time.